Think your lashes have hit their limit? Discover limitless length and full volume with Maybelline Sky High Mascara. The Flex Tower brush bends to volumize and extend every single lash from root to tip. And the lightweight bamboo-infused formula makes lashes feel weightless. Now in 8 bold shades so you can take your lashes to new heights every day. Visit Maybelline.com to shop Sky High Mascara now.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every single Stephen Page independent song on Turning the Page.
Turn that back.
Thank you for sharing with us. I appreciate you sharing that intro.
That was very nice. Yes, that wonderful.
Not ham-fisted at all.
Thank you for sharing your nightmare with me.
Thank you for being a friend.
And as you can hear, joining me tonight, I have Aaron and Betsy.
Hello, governors.
Hello.
And tonight we will be discussing the, I want to say, 9th song on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. 8th song on this album from Vanity Project. It is Thank You for Sharing. And
now, was Vanity of the Smurfs a guest star on this album?
Oh my god.
He plays the trombone.
Deep cut.
He plays the silent trombone.
Okay. Not the rusty trombone.
Not the rusty trombone. Do not look that up on Urban Dictionary.
Look, the trombone, it just needs to be sanded down a little. It's a little rusty. You think, I mean, I imagine a trombonist has at one point picked up a trombone and said, I'm a little rusty.
Sounds like a drink.
A rusty trombone. There's a rusty nail, right? That's a drink, isn't it?
You're asking me.
How did they never use that in National Lampoons?
Oh, Rusty. Yeah.
Rusty.
Hey, Rusty, stop playing that trombone.
Stop playing with the trombone in the backseat.
So if you have not heard of this song before, here's a quick snippet. But I think you have heard this song before because we heard it a few weeks ago. It was called Wilted Rose. Very similar.
Yeah. Very similar.
And I don't mean just the harmonica. Like there are bits and melodies of this.
I had to double check to make sure that this was what we were supposed to be listening to tonight because I'm like, what? Didn't we already do this one?
Yeah. You weren't even here that week.
No. I've been playing a lot of hooky.
There are a lot of similarities with this song. Not that I say I dislike it, but it's very similar. The one thing I'll say is different is it's a little bit slower than Wilted Rose, though.
We'll get into that.
Well, I think this is a good time to get into that.
Yes. So let's break it down, shall we? This is going to be a a very attenuated breakdown. Yes. So thank you for sharing. Is more or less recorded at 112.5 beats per minute. I'm going to say seems to be right in between 112 and 113. It's also in the key. I'm going to call it the mode really of A Dorian. Now, the reason I'm kind of giving all these question marks here, there's a couple reasons, but the primary one is if you listen to this song, it is not tuned to what we would consider the standard A equals 440. A 440 is just like basically like we're agreeing that this middle A or whatever, it sounds 440 hertz. So we use that as the standard. There have been arguments made that 432 or other such standards are quote unquote more human or more natural. I'm not going to get into that holy war right now, but it doesn't appear this was a 432 because if anything, this sounds like it's a little sharper. It doesn't sound flat. It sounds sharp to me, assuming it's actually an A Dorian. Maybe it's like in B flat Dorian and it's flat. I don't know, but either way. And so I just got back from San Diego. Boy, are my arms tired. No, but the reason I bring up it was sort of a hell ride getting back with all the air traffic control government shutdown madness. So the point being, when I fired this song up tonight and heard that it wasn't in a standard pitch, I was delighted, but I also thought to myself, I probably don't have time to do a proper breakdown if I can't even decide what pitch this is in, let alone but I'm calling it A Dorian because you hear, I'll show you. So what I recognize as the main kind of chord progression is A minor to E minor, G major to D major. And the D major is why I'm assuming this is Dorian. But regardless of the mode, we have a 1, 5, 7, 4. I like the Dorian mode. A great example of it would be 15 Step by Radiohead. It kind of splits the difference between major and minor because it has a minor 3rd and 7th degree, but a major 6th degree. So it's slightly more bright, slightly brighter than like a standard Aeolian minor mode, but it's also kind of moody. I like it. This song kind of reminds me of, I think this song that I'm about to mention is in Mixolydian actually, but it still kind of reminds, it's a slightly different chord progression, but it has a 1, 5, 4, and that would be Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters. Kind of reminds me of the Foo Fighters. Chris Walken, we know you're a fan. Please come on the show. But yeah, that's basically all I got. But
there's not many songs that go to like have 7 in their progression. That's interesting.
Not outside of jazz, really. Because typically, well, interestingly enough, so in a major key, the 7th would be what we call a half diminished, which can sound kind of gnarly to people who aren't like jazz cats, because it's got like a
that person's only like about 4'9".
4'9".
Yeah, they're half diminished.
But yes,
I'm leaving all that.
So yeah, what we have in a major scale, the 7th degree. It's a half diminished, meaning that it's got a minor 3rd and a tritone, which is it sounds very ominous. Yes, the devil's interval. It's basically a diminished 5th. I like it, but it should only be used in certain situations. Now, in this case, we kind of avoid that because we are using Dorian, so it's slightly different. When we play the 7th actually plays out as if it's a major chord. So it sounds kind of brighter, which is, I think, why we have that and why you probably are correct, Tracy, in saying a lot of times you don't hear the 7, and it's certainly not in like the standard hook or verse chord progression what you're hearing over and over again. But I like it. It's interesting. It's a little different. Certainly, being not in standard tuning is interesting. You would have to, if you were playing this live and you wanted to really recreate that, you would need to then have basically someone tune and then you tune to them rather than using like a standard guitar tuner or something like that. Which
I was going to say, honestly, that's would a capo in any way help with that?
Not really, unless you had like a fretless, because the capo is essentially clamping down on one of the bars separating the
right
neck.
Wow, brain fart. The frets, yeah. So then what that does is just it basically moves it up or down or really up. a half step for whatever how many frets you want to go up.
Okay.
But you would have to you could just detune your guitar, X amount. So like a lot of my favorite music from the 90s was drop D was very popular, or even like Nirvana would just go natural D, or whatnot. They would just tune their whole guitar down a half step or even a whole step to like D. But if you did that, if you just kind of, instead of tuning down even a half step, if you did kind of a quarter step, right, or like 50 cents, not to be confused with a rapper, Curtis, we know you listen, please come on the show. But if you were to tune down like somewhere between a half step, you could do that, and then everyone else could tune to you. We used to do that kind of sort of in the Second Child. We would not really intentionally, but because I had this piece of equipment that had like drum machine on it, and it also had keyboard voices that I could like track. We would play along with that, but I don't know if it was just the model or someone dropped it or something, but it was not quite A440. It was also like a little flat or whatever. So we would just tune to that, and including my other keyboard, which luckily did let me tune incrementally. So anyone who has a mini disc recording a bootleg of one of our shows could probably identify.
So would that take a while to do, or could you do that mid-concert?
No, not really. We'd do it before, like as part of the sound check. We would all kind of just tune up to that, and then typically speaking, as long as you don't have like brand new strings or whatever, you probably don't have to retune during the show. It should stay relatively in tune with each other. But yeah,
if you're only doing it for one song.
Well, I mean, the whole point with music is it's relative, right? So like we would just tune for that. I mean, first of all, we probably used it for a few songs, but second, it would just be like, well, it doesn't really matter as long as we're all in tune with each other. It doesn't really matter if we're not A440. If we're in tune with each other, then that's all that really matters. So yeah.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah, it's very it is.
Metaphor.
You got to be in tune with each other.
If we're all singing off key, it sounds better.
As long as
as long as we're in tune with each other, baby.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
I like to teach
the world to sing in a wonky harmony.
Betsy, what did you think about the music of this song?
La musica.
It was cranky.
Cranky?
It was pissy and cranky, and the harmonica made it sound whiny.
Whiny?
Yeah.
Interesting. Cranky and whiny.
Okay.
It was very, I don't really like listening to this song, not because it's not a good song, but just it puts me in a bad mood.
Really? Okay.
I'm not going to be the hater.
No, it's not. It's like all the lyrics are very clever and playful, and like it's beautifully written, but it just like from the first note puts me in a bad mood. So I don't typically go to it.
Interesting. I'm wondering if that has to do with the
Miners and John
Betsy
Dorian.
and I did not switch brains tonight, I swear.
No, I know.
I'm wondering if that has to do with it being slightly out of tune from a standard song. That's
maybe, but like especially the harmonica, I'm not the biggest harmonica fan when it's done in the context of kind of moody music. I don't know if there's happy harmonica, there must be, but I like harmonica. It just kind of grates on me in a certain contest, so it sounds whiny to me.
You're not a Bob Dylan fan.
No. At least Blues Traveler makes it a little more cheerful and energetic, but I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to not like it, but it's just like this instinctive thing.
It certainly is associated, I think, very much with blues and kind of depressing music.
Depressing's okay, but this is like, I don't know. It's wah. Yeah, it's Waluigi. It's just cranky to me. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, I did use the word moody to describe it, so I guess we're.
I don't know. I like harmonica sometimes in songs, and I really like the bluesiness of it, and folksiness of it, I guess, more so than bluesy. Just kind of that very Neil Young type feel. Which I also brought up when we talked about Wilted Rose. I would say Wilted Rose definitely has more of a Neil Young feel than this song does. But I think that also has something to do with the subject when we get to it. This song definitely, there was another song that sounded very much like this, that was written by our friend JD, who did the other Bare Naked
John Dorian.
the other Bare Naked Ladies podcast.
Oh yes.
And hold on, I'm gonna see if I can play it for you here. Hold on, let's see if I pull it up.
Same chord progression, but that one is a 440.
Sorry, go ahead. So it's a much more rock type feel of that, similar, but very similar in terms of the sound.
It's the exact same chord progression, but it is in 440.
Yeah,
a 440.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because, hold on, let me pull our song up here. Oh, hold on. That's the chorus. You can hear how that's off. Now, the reason I brought up the tempo earlier and then said I was going to get into that is because I'm wondering if this is actually an instance of them being tuned together but just slightly off, like because I have seen bands, especially jazz bands and bands that are a little more loose with things, not be like, oh, I got to get everything just perfect and make it a 440, especially if they're like, well, I'm not going to add samples or anything from a digital keyboard. It's just going to be us. There's no point really. You just get, here's my A, everyone tuned to that. Now we're all in tune. I don't know that's what happened here, because it is possible, because this is a 112.5 or 112.5 beats per minute. Maybe they just sped it up very slightly, and that not only made it a little faster and put it between solid intervals for 112 or 113 beats per minute, and maybe it also made it a little sharp, and put it somewhere in between what standard A and the B flat.
Well, let me check something. Hold on one second. And I will have you test that theory.
Okay. Are you going to slow it down or speed it up a little?
Well, I will do that as well in a minute, but there is a example of them actually playing this live on the Ships and Dips tour. By the way, on that tour, we actually finally find out who's playing what, and so I'm gonna go back and correct myself. So the person who put up the video, who on here is just named the Hypo. I don't have his actual.
You know who that is?
I don't.
Yeah,
Alan Boyle.
No. Alan.
Arkin.
Oh.
We know you listen.
Our favorite, Alan. Yeah, the one we always talk about, and I can't think of his last name. Alan. Yeah. Okay, so that's Alan. So he is playing the bass. Oh no, he's playing the guitar.
Alan Thick.
We don't see him. He said, "This is probably my worst night of both nights." I don't know why I posted it. But then we have Chandler Coyle on bass and Jay Coyle on the drums. So all those times I said, I wonder if that's Matt Page. It's not. It's Jay Coyle. But I'm going to share this so you can see, does it still sound as off when they're playing it, or does it sound the same? Hold on one second while I share that screen for you.
Google. Alan Google.
I have an answer for you. That is a 440. So, yes, it does seem likely to me now. I think my theory of, hey, they're like listening to it and they're like, this could be a little brighter, this could be a little faster. Let's just nudge it up just a little bit in post. So that's very possible. I don't think they did it to crunch for time, because I don't think the album is that long. Yeah, it's only like 46 minutes. So they must have just done it for a stylistic thing where they're like, it feels like it's dragging just a little. Let's speed it up to give it a little more energy. And they did it almost imperceptibly, but enough to
I
give it a
want to
little
say
boost.
that maybe they did just the opposite. You could tell me if I'm wrong, but I
Slow
want
it
to
down?
slowed it down a little because this feels like a really
Could be.
slow song.
I mean, it could. Well,
It's
that's why I'm
dragging.
thinking maybe it was dragging even more, and they bunched it up a little. But yeah, it could have been like originally like in B flat, Dorian or whatnot, and then they were like, yeah, it's a little fast. Let's slow it down. But yeah, either way, my guess now, my theory, my headcanon is that they changed the length of the song, and if you're in the know with digital audio. You know that if you try and change the speed of a song without changing the pitch, it sometimes will work, but it sometimes sounds a little weird to get like some digital artifacting. So if you preserve the pitch and make it by expanding it, you can make the pitch lower, or by compressing it, make the pitch higher. Especially if you're just doing it a little bit, that's usually preferred. It usually sounds a little more natural.
Well,
IMH.
speaking of more natural, I think this song was too
Oh,
slow.
Okay.
I would have preferred to have seen this picked up a little bit more.
It sounded like the one that you played from Ships and Dips was a little faster too.
That's what I was noticing, and that's why I wondered if they recorded it faster, and they were like, it's not slow enough. We wanted it a little sadder, so they slowed it down.
Yeah, I was
a
gonna
little.
say, if you pick up the pace, if you pick up the tempo,
But
isn't it perkier and then kind of loses the?
if that were the case, I would expect them to be
Maybe.
playing it in B flat live or A sharp, not in A.
Right.
And they were playing in A.
Hmm.
So my theory is it was always in A and they sped it up slightly. But we'll have to Stephen Page, we know you listen, please come on the show and clear this up for us.
Please.
I don't want to hear what the original sounded like if they had to speed it up to this.
I do, because then he would come on and
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you for sharing. Hold on.
I mean,
So-
we're talking about it's probably a barely
Minuscule.
perceptible change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I increased it a lot more
Ooh,
than
okay, I'm curious.
an imperceptible change.
it's like a dance remix.
I actually, yeah. Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna do that, but not right this second. First, I am gonna do what I originally had done, which is increased it to 1.15. So a 50%.
Much more palatable.
Interesting.
That's
I
a lot
kinda like
more
it.
palatable to me. It's a lot catchier and it is a bit more chipper. So that's probably why they're like, we don't want that. We don't want chip, maybe, or like, yeah, we don't want like a chipper.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's definitely sadder and more
Yeah.
pensive.
It
that
feels
way.
a lot more like Jane when you speed it up to that. Which Jane was
Yeah.
a hit. Like,
Look
why
at
would you
Jane.
slow it down? This is because when it's sped up, this really is kind of a hit. Like, it does have that Bare Naked Ladies, Steven and Steven feel of like it could have been a rocker. It could have hit the airwaves,
Mm.
but it just
It's
slowed
interesting.
down. It feels
Well,
grudgy.
so I know that we have someone who is involved with Duran Duran in this project. But interestingly enough, this is making me
Me.
think of two other bands that were popular in the 80s. One is New Order and the other is The Cure. The upbeat version, ironically, I think sounds almost a little Cure-like. And the slower version almost kind of reminds me of Did I say New Order?
No.
Joy Division, what I meant. New Order, of course, was the phoenix that rose from Joy Division's ashes. I do like New Order, but I love Joy Division. But yeah, interesting. Joy Division, of course, ironic name. Not just for the history behind it, but also, they're very
Joyful.
they're kind of depressing. Who would have guessed that I liked a band that makes depressing music? But no, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. I think this whole song is kind of an enigma, right? Because it's between two tempos or two solid, integer tempos. It's between two keys. It's between, it's in a mode that's sort of not quite major but not quite minor. So I don't know. Maybe that was an intentional choice. They kind of made all these weird choices with it and zigged instead of zagging, and I don't know. I kind of like it, but I also do like what I'm hearing from that faster version. So I would have loved to have known maybe like an even slower version with like acoustic, and then like also on the same album have like an upbeat version.
Should we slow it down really slow?
Yeah, or like make a trip hop song out of it or something. I don't know. Get Portishead to remix it. Get Massive Attack.
All right. Well, first I have to go with what Betsy was asking for. We'll do the dance remix.
Wow. So genuine that thing you do moment.
Yeah.
I can see the kids in the 50s dancing like beach blanket bingo.
Yeah, you gotta have a little nose candy to sing.
All right, let's slow it down.
Nose candy.
Let's say 25%. How about that? Let's slow it down to 0.75.
Wow, this is gonna be the dour version.
A quarter.
Wow, when it hit that one note,
I think
you gave me clinical depression.
I think you would need to. Yeah, I would probably, if I were going to slow it down, maybe go to like 0.9 or something, and not that much. And also, I think you would need to make a pretty drastic stylistic change, not just have it be a slightly different tempo. But yeah, 0.95. Let's just. I'm very curious. 8.5. Try that. 0.85.
I was
Let's see what that
around
sounds like.
It's at 9.
0.9. Perfect. 999.
Thank you for sharing your nightmares with me.
That sounds more like Elliott Smith. Interesting. I think that if you put in like an orchestra, you put some strings in there or something, there's something nice. There's something nice there. But yeah, I do. I have to say, I have to agree that I do like the slightly up tempo version. That thing you do it.
Not like super fast, but just a little bit to give it a little bit more jazziness.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking that maybe that's how the song began, because when you hear the brightness of the Dorian, it's got like that pensive quality, like Betsy was saying. But it's got a little bit of brightness from being Dorian. That's usually about the tempo that I think of when I hear that kind of chord progression or whatever. But maybe they're like, that's too samey, or it sounds too much like this song or that song. What can we do? Oh, we can slow it down a little. Oh, we can, I haven't really know the thought process behind it. I do like it. Like, I don't dislike the song, but I have to say I'm kind of being won over by the slightly up tempo version.
Well,
so well done.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what this song is about. I mean, this is definitely a story song. I would say more than a poetic prose type song. So it's, I don't think there's a lot of like, ooh, I wonder what this is about. I think it's kind of obvious what it's about. But we may have differences, and I'll be surprised. What did you guys think about the lyrics?
Why me? Why? Okay. Sure. Kind of like the whole. Hold on, let me find out the verse. I wonder if it's like where he says thank you for coming out.
Mm.
It makes me feel like he got into a relationship with a fan or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because I don't think it means coming out of the closet.
Oh, see, I
mean,
did.
I suppose maybe it's possible.
Well, yeah. So this could be
I
like
want to
he's in a
hear your thought
relationship
on it, though.
with someone. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, it just feels like two people that met that have a lot in common, but not in a good way. And so they commiserate together. And because they haven't worked their own shit out together, they just kind of stew in this like pig pen of yucky emotions, and nothing good ever comes of it.
Makes me think of the song "Go to the Mattress" by Get Set Go.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yep,
In
you're right.
the
I like his
vibe.
better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, that's very astute. I to Tracy's point, I hadn't thought about coming out in the other way, but now that I think about it, thank you for sharing your nightmares with me. Thank you for choosing to leave peacefully. Thank you for losing your last shred of dignity. Thank you for coming out. It could be like he was with someone and they're like, actually, I'm not into your gender.
Could be.
I mean, that's very possible.
It happens.
Yeah. So I didn't
Right.
think of
Well,
it that
that's
way.
what I
That's
was thinking.
interesting.
Is like this relationship isn't working,
Mm.
and they can see that it's not working, and it's falling apart. And like the fact that it wasn't because he came out that it fell, or that she came out that it fell apart. It was falling apart to begin with, but that actually
You gave them the excuse to break it off.
Exactly. It gave him the excuse, and now I'm not the asshole during this breakup. You just weren't into me because you're not into guys. So that makes it better. That saves my my ego a little bit. You gave up your last shred of dignity in coming out, but you saved mine. Thanks.
Interesting. That's an interesting read. I hadn't thought of it that way. I will say I like some of the wordplay. I really like "We built a wall around us. Turn on the hose and drown us. It's only swimming in reverse," which for some macabre reason made me think of several friends I've had who were fans of the game The Sims, and they told me, or one of them I recall showing me, that they like to play The Sims, and they would wait for their sim to go in the pool and then remove the ladder so they couldn't get up and they would drown.
Yeah, red flag.
Gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I can't remember who showed me that now, but I remember being like, "Huh, interesting."
Just let me in
But
on your
that just reminded
dark
me,
side.
yeah, sharing your nightmares with me. But no, I really like my favorite verse. I think is "You came from Merryweather. Your parents stayed together, both of them hating every day. So why should we repeat it when it can be defeated? We're smart enough to walk away." So like, I have, very interesting thought here. I have experienced firsthand. I've seen families where the parents have stayed together for the kids, and both parents were much happier after the divorce. And I think the kids wish that they had parted ways sooner. All I can say is it's often a better and healthier environment, even if the parents are separated, providing they're not fighting and not miserable all the time. So
cheers.
There might be, a little wisdom there.
Probably bad luck to cheers an empty glass, but cheers.
I had a little sip. I finished it. I cheers it. So everybody knows your name.
That he had a pre-chorus in this as well. He has the verse, then the pre-chorus
You and I are
into
fools.
that chorus. Yeah. You and I are fools for thinking that we can change.
Now, someone broke the rules and someone's making strange is what I saw.
Cheating.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking like getting strange.
Well, I mean,
so I looked that up.
Unless
making
by
strange
they mean queer.
Well, that's possible too.
Also interesting.
Making strange. There's an actual phrase for that. I looked it up, and it's a literary or artistic technique for making something familiar seem new or unfamiliar by gaining a new perspective.
That's what I described as the art style that I liked earlier. So that's interesting.
And it's also very much what's kind of happening in this song. Like everything that is familiar.
Something.
Paint.
Yeah.
So it's programmatic. That makes me kind of like that.
But yeah, everything that's familiar, because it's given that little bit of a turn, now feels unfamiliar, and maybe that's the reason he sped it up just that little bit. You're right.
Interesting.
So if you can make something strange and a simile is making something tainted, can you gooch something?
Oh my gosh.
You gooched it.
Now as a form of speech.
I gooched it.
To gooch.
I buffed it. I shitted it.
Oh God.
Brennan Lee Mulligan, we know you listen. Come on the show.
I gooched it. That's my new thing.
But yeah, we should start saying tainted it or gooched it.
Gooched it.
Gooched it.
Wait, it's not racist.
What?
Was there a gooch that was racist? Anyway, I'll have to look it up later in my own time.
The other thing is someone broke the rules, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I know he's trying to say something with that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, again, it could be infidelity. It could be some unspoken rule or betrayed some sort of confidence. What rule?
Well, breaking the rules, I mean, that could even be, again, not to harp too much on the programmatic aspect, but not tuning to A equals 440 would be breaking the rules, of music. We've all kind of agreed in the Western world, this is the tuning we're going to use. We're going to standardize around A440. So again, yeah, the more that I think about it, the more now I kind of like that they've done that seemingly fairly intentionally, especially since I don't recall this being a thing with the other songs that I've analyzed. So that is very interesting. Like we haven't really, have we had a song like this where it's been not quite standard tuning? I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
Very interesting. This is now something that I actually would really like to talk to him about if we ever had a chance to interview him again or ask him questions. I would really like to ask about this song in particular.
Steven, please come on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
I know you listen.
He also changes the chorus the last time around. So the last time he says, "Thank you for choosing to leave peacefully. Thank you for scaring the hell out of me.
Thank you for being a friend."
Travel down the road and back again.
It's just a really interesting line. Thank you for scaring the hell out of me.
Well, I mean, if you mind fuck someone a lot, you kind of flip back and forth between, maybe being peaceful and maybe being abusive.
Well, the other thing is that maybe like you could ironically thank someone for scaring the hell out of you. Not that I'm speaking from personal experience, but if you had a partner who was kind of abusive or who was not making you feel great about yourself, maybe there's like a point which they kind of cross the point of no return. They push it so far that you kind of snap and say, okay, I have to get out of this relationship. So maybe like it was a good thing to be scared the hell out of. Because all right,
that makes a lot
of sense. I'm out. 5,000.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's why this song is so interesting, because it has such a morose feel to it. Like he's sad about this ending. But if you look at the lines of the song, like the emotional space this person is in the moment that it is being sung. I mean, the very beginning of it, you've got a lot of problems. I tried my best to solve them, but mostly I've just made them worse.
So maybe the emotional intelligence isn't there to kind of like keep them from drowning back in that same,
right,
pit that they're in.
Well, I think, if you're with someone who is abusive, or I'm not saying that's definitely what this is about, but if you're with someone who, whether or not they're abusive, who doesn't make you feel great or you're just not good with, sometimes you can actually enable someone when you think that you're trying to help them or whatnot. So like, maybe it comes to a realization of like, I can't stay with this person because all I'm doing is making things worse or drawing things out. I'm not helping them. They're not helping me. And I wouldn't say morose. I think that's a little strong, but I think that's there's a bittersweet quality to this where it's not. And again, I think there's no accident that we find ourselves in Dorian, because it's not quite minor, it's not quite major. It's closer to minor than it is major, but it has a little bit more brightness. So I think bittersweet works. And I think oftentimes at the end of a relationship, unless you were super invested in the other person just completely dumped you and crushed you, I think a lot of times there's a little bit of bittersweet there. It's like, okay, well, too bad that didn't work out, but at least I can move on now and try and find the person I'm really supposed to be with.
Thank you
so,
for
you know,
sharing your nightmare.
yeah, exactly. Oh no, it's in a weird way. It's like, okay, thanks.
I mean,
for,
it's kind of a backhanded compliment right there. Thank
Yeah,
you for sharing
definitely.
your
It's
nightmare of a
definitely.
life with me.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a
Happy-handed.
lot of passive aggressiveness in that
Mhm.
There
statement.
can be for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I think, you know, there's maybe that's all kind of baked into it with being Dorian and being between two
Burn.
integer BPMs, between two standard keys or tunings. It's all kind of in between. It's all bittersweet. It's all not quite positive, not quite negative. Yeah.
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 I think the only
Yeah,
thing
see?
we haven't talked about is the bridge.
Oh,
Mm.
let's cross the bridge.
Happy he who. Hold on, I just closed my book up.
Hopes for better.
Yeah.
Happy he who hopes for better. What waits her may be worse. What awaits her may be worse. Wow.
Yeah, that's probably the most and again, we
The most
always
cutting
with the bridge, we
Freudian-
usually I think typically cut to the marrow.
He does. He breaks the bone.
So yeah, but that could be a little more bitter there, right? Where it's like he's hoping for a better life, and he's thinking, you know, it might be. I don't want to psychoanalyze, but yeah, like, well, I don't know who she's gonna find next, but there's no way they're gonna treat her as well as I did, and they're not gonna put up with her crap, you know, for as long as I did, that kind of thing. I think that's what he's trying to put across in that.
Well, and he's already said, like, her problems are not getting better, they're getting worse. And like, this is not a positive outcome for her in the future. I also like that they're the people that are the background is like when there's been harmonies in this song, they're in sync. And it at this point in the song that they're not in sync, and it's almost like this Greek chorus in the background of the friends singing like things may be worse for her, like they're almost like cheering him on in a little bit.
Well, you know, that's the funny thing about being with the wrong person. Sometimes they bring out the worst in you, and other people can bring out the best in you. So, you know, it.
Yeah.
Not speaking from experience.
No,
not even a little bit.
Of course not. But yeah, I mean, it seems like he's already coming from this jaded perspective. So that makes sense.
I would love to hear from Stephen where the idea of the song originated, because it doesn't seem to match up with the experience that we understand about like his relationship with Carolyn. And you know, especially since she was helping on this album.
One would hope, yeah.
Somehow I don't think that there was any problem that way at that point in time, but we also know that he likes to take things that he sees around him, and I just feel
creative
like
license.
What the seed was behind this would be really interesting.
Agreed.
I'm trying to find if there's anything on here that says who is helping out with this song. Hold on a second. This was the 8th song, is that right?
Yes.
So there's no one special on this song. Next week's song, as I just got done saying, has Caroline on it.
No one's special.
Oh, come on.
But no one.
Sweet
there is no one other than
Caroline.
Paige and Duffy on this song. Nothing specials later on. That's
special.
Another album.
Everything is fine. Bruh, 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 bruh. I don't think
Well,
you've
let's
heard
put
that
some
one.
numbers to
Have you?
this. 0 to 10. What would
Hmm.
you guys give this song? I've started with Aaron like 3 times now, so it's only it's
About
only
a
fair
10.
that I go to Betsy once in a while.
What scale are
Betsy,
we? Uh-oh.
Out of 10?
Yeah, well,
0
no,
to
but I mean,
10.
what units are we using?
Oh,
How many shreds of dignity? How many
ooh,
closets?
How many
How many
jars,
nightmares?
how many
how
jars of
many
vinegar?
drowned pools?
Ooh, drowned Sims.
Oh, yeah. How many?
How many drowned
ladder?
Sims?
How many ladderless pools?
How many drowned Sims do you give this?
I like it.
I like that.
Well, I mean, I pretty much told you how I feel already about this song. What are you doing with your hands?
I'm getting ready to make what I'm gonna rate it. I'm just curious if it lines up.
I really some parts of this I really like, and it can be really improved, like just even with the tempo. And it's has such scathing lyrics and such well thought out lyrics that I can't rank it too low, but I never seek it out to listen to it either. So it has such potential, but it also pisses me off. So, I don't know about how whiny it is, but I love him and I love his music. I think I'm talking myself into. Yeah, I'll just stay at what I was gonna do. 6.2.
Oh, okay. I was thinking 7.
Okay.
I was
all
gonna
right.
I was gonna do 6.9, but
Nice.
It doesn't even deserve the 6.9. You know, Betsy, even I haven't rated anything on this album that low.
6, 7. That was for all you Gen Alphas.
6.7.
Yeah, you should rank it 6, 7.
It doesn't really make sense to me. 6.7.
Aaron, what about you?
Well, I already tipped my hand. I was going for a 7.0 Drowned Sims. You know, I do think it's a good song. I think I still kind of would like, as a thought experiment, to hear like a slower, more morose version, plus like that little upbeat version that you know, like if they had the unplugged version or a little trip hop remix in addition to like the slightly peppier version. I think that could have brought it up to a 7.5 or even like an 8. Maybe. Either way, like 7 is very solid. It's a good song. I like it. I certainly wouldn't skip it. If I'm listening to the album, I'm going all the way through. I mean, I haven't heard a bad song on this album yet. It's a very good song, but it's just not quite moving me as much as some of the other ones that we've covered thus far. But that being said, I am actually really fascinated. It might be the kind of thing where I have all these weird headcanon theories about the song now, programmatically speaking. And if Stephen Page came on and talked to us and confirmed that all of this is correct, I might actually bump it up a point. I might actually go all the way up to 8 because it's like, oh, that was pretty brilliant the way that he played with the musical conventions that way. But having said that, I can't do that just based on a hypothesis. So I just had to try and rate it as a song, pure and simple. And it's a very good song, but it's not, in my opinion, a great song. It's not up there with some of the really, really amazing, beautiful ones we've already heard on this album. So I do think it's good. Solid 7. So 7 Drowned Sims for me.
My gosh. This is new.
Is this Tracy's going to be drinking the Loverade this time?
I am. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Really?
I did
Wow.
not foresee this coming because I like this
Good
song,
thing
but
we're sitting down.
I did not expect to be the highest number on this episode.
He's so
I like this. It would have
High.
gone higher had he bumped it up that 15%. Had he made it that much faster,
Yeah, agreed.
it would have been a solid 8. Like we would be in the 4s category, like on my playlist.
On your best
had
of
it
playlist.
been, yeah, had it been faster, because it's so slow. It's not something I'm going to listen to when I'm driving. If anything, it's probably going to put me to sleep.
Yeah.
And I don't have any like impetus to want to sing along to it. Had it been faster, I would be like, I totally want to sing along to this. Like, I love the sarcasm of the verse, and I like what is being done here. But he didn't, so I can't So I'm gonna give it a 7.8.
Wow. So I like that. I think this definitely deserves somewhere in the either high sixes or mid to high sevens. I think we're all kind of in the same spectrum broadly. I would really love to hear this song covered by REM.
Ooh.
Right?
Michael Stipe.
I think imagine this as an REM song. I get the guitars a little
That
more
would work.
janglier, and then either go a little slower or a little faster. And I think you could kind of. I'm very curious about that. Or I guess the Tragically Hip. The Hip are kind of like the REM of Canada. I don't think anyone else believes that. That's my personal theory. Is that Midnight Oil is the REM of Australia, and the Hip are the REM of Canada. And I'm sure that people from those countries will be like, well, REM's the Midnight Oil of America or whatever. But, I'm just saying that those are all kind of very similar bands. It's not just because they all have bald singers who have kind of nasally voices. I promise it's not just that. I love all those bands. They're all great. But, yeah, I would love to hear an
What
REM.
about a Radiohead cover? Do you think?
I was just gonna say,
Tone-wise, yes.
If you slowed it way down and put a bunch more synthesizers in it,
Yeah.
it could I would be really curious to hear Tom singing this. Yeah,
Lots of beeps and boops in this thing.
beeps and boops. Let's look at those beeps and boops going, boys.
Some British beeps and
you keep
boops.
talking about all these popular bands. You know where I would hear those, right?
Oh, is this your
On the radio?
Is this your
On the radio?
Oh, baby loves the radio.
Oh, baby loves
Nobody
the
puts
radio.
Oh, you did say this was kind of a wah song. I thought that's a good transition. Nobody puts baby in the corner unless you put the radio on in the corner because baby loves radio.
Exactly. You have to put the radio on when you're riding around with the little ones. You have to put the radio
Would
on
this
to put
be
them to sleep.
Weave and Wage? It's like the Waluigi.
I think they took you a little
Not
out
just
of
because
context.
those bands have bald
Would
singers.
love to
Well,
hear
Tom
radio.
isn't bald, but
No.
Phil Selway is. Phil, come on the show. We know you listen.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to any member of Radiohead, honestly.
It's
smile.
really funny. I saw this thing pop up the other day, and it said the lead singer
watching?
of Chicago and Journey and Foreigner. I mean, not Foreigner. Maybe it was Foreigner. Yeah, Foreigner. They're all getting together for a super group. I'm like, and they're gonna play. I'm like, no fucking way. I pulled it up. It's like the second or third singer of each of those groups.
Yeah.
So it's the third singer for Chicago, and it's the backup singer for Journey.
No disrespect to Ronnie James Dio, but if someone told me the singer from Black Sabbath was going to be in the song, I'm assuming
Your
they're being fuzzy.
expectations would
Well,
be
that's the thing.
not
I'm like,
that. Yeah.
and if you're saying it's a super group, I'm automatically assuming you got Peter Cetera to come. What?
No,
I am fucking buying a ticket. I don't care how. It's him. Oh, never mind.
Aw.
Not a
What's
fan of
the
him, the band HIM.
HIM. HYMN.
His Infernal Majesty, I think it stands for.
Never heard of it.
Well, thank you for sharing with me tonight.
Thank you for being a pal and a confidant.
Yep. Let's go eat some cheesecake in the kitchen.
No, yeah, this was
Have a
fun as
great
always.
night.
Thank you for sharing. And Baby loves radio, so I'll listen to the radio with you next week.
With a crown.
I will
baby.
promise
Yeah,
next
yeah,
week's
with
song is
Waluigi.
much more upbeat.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Well, hey, I like this song. It's not like I didn't like it, but yeah. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for talking as always, and we'll hope to catch you next week. Later, skaters.
Peace out, Girl Scout.